It happened at 3:12 a.m., the exact minute the house woke up. Ali was editing a video in his room when the walls made a low, crackling sound. Not like wood settling, but like something inside the walls stretching after a long sleep. Then, his bedroom door moved. Not much, just 3 inches, but it moved inward, as if someone from inside the room had pushed it. Ali froze. There was no wind, no open window, no one awake in the house. He didn't know it yet, but tonight, he had just triggered a 26-year-old curse his family had tried to bury, and the house had decided to open its eyes again.
The next night, again at 3:12 a.m., Ali heard it. Not tracking, not breathing. Footsteps, slow, heavy, coming down the hallway toward his room. Ali grabbed his phone and started recording. The footsteps stopped right outside his door. Silence. Then a whisper. "Go back. The house is awake." It was so close that Ali felt the air move inside his ear. But when he pulled the door open, no one was there. Only darkness and a cold smell like wet earth.
There was one room in the house Ali's father never allowed anyone to enter. The last door on the upstairs hallway. As a child, Ali once asked, "Why is this room locked?" His father had answered, without looking him in the eyes, "Because what's inside does not belong to us." That sentence never left his mind. Tonight, Ali finally tried to open that forbidden door. The old lock resisted at first, but then it shifted, as if someone on the other side wanted it to open. The door slid only 2 inches. The room was pitch black. But in that darkness, 2 faint glowing eyes blinked back at him. Ali stumbled away and slammed the door shut. Whatever was inside that room was awake. The next afternoon, Ali found an old, dusty VHS tape in the storage room. Written in red marker, 3:12, do not play. Of course, he played it. The tape showed his house, the same hallway, the same locked room, but 26 years earlier. At the end of the recording, the camera slowly approached the forbidden door. The door opened by itself, and the camera fell to the floor as if something grabbed the person holding it. The tape ended with a woman screaming. Ali recognized the voice. It was his mother.
At 3:12 a.m. that night, every door in the house began shaking, rhythmic, like someone knocking from the inside. Boom, boom, boom. Ali's room went ice cold. Whispers filled the hallway, multiple voices overlapping. Wake it or let it wake you. Ali ran to his father's room. His father didn't look surprised. He only said one thing: "It's happening again." According to Ali's father, the house wasn't haunted. It was hungry. It was built on top of an abandoned well where a family had died decades ago. When they were trapped underground, they died slowly, praying for someone to open the well. No one ever came. Their last prayer turned into a curse. "Let our screams be heard. Let no one sleep while we are forgotten." Every generation, the house chose one person, and that person was always taken at 3:12 a.m. His father whispered, "It took your mother, and now it wants you." That night,
Ali stayed awake with a camera, pointing at the locked room. When the clock hit 3:12, the door swung wide open. Inside, the room wasn't a room anymore. It was a vertical tunnel of darkness going endlessly down like a throat. Cold hands reached out of the walls, not human hands, but pale, stretched shapes with long fingers. They grabbed Ali's ankles. The house spoke in dozens of layered voices. "Remember us!" Ali screamed as he was pulled toward the pit. Ali's father found the camera the next morning. It was still recording. The last frame showed Ali's fingertips sliding into the darkness, and behind him, dozens of silhouettes watching silently. The house was quiet again, until the next generation. The video Ali recorded leaked online 2 days later. Some people think it's fake, some think it's marketing. But every person who watches that video wakes up at 3:12 a.m. the next night, hearing footsteps outside their bedroom door.
Ali's disappearance spread through the neighborhood like wildfire, but his father stayed silent. He knew something everyone else didn't. The house never takes unless it plans to give something back. That night, at exactly 3:12 a.m., the lights in Ali's room flickered on by themselves. The camera, still lying on the floor, moved an inch, not by accident, like someone pushed it from the inside. Then a new sound filled the hallway. Not footsteps, not whispers, typing, as if someone was using Ali's laptop, even though the laptop was in the locked room. The typing stopped suddenly, and a message appeared on the screen. "He is not gone. He is becoming."
Ali explained in a broken, faraway voice, "There's a world under this house. Not a well, not a tunnel, a memory." He pointed to the wooden floor. "This whole house is made from timber taken from a collapsed mine. The souls trapped in the mine never escaped." Ali's voice deepened. "They don't want revenge. They want witnesses, people who will carry their story." Hamza whispered, "Are you trapped too?" Ali shook his head. "I am chosen." Behind him, the room stretched open like a throat again. Something inside it moved closer, breathing in sync with Ali. The next night, Ali's cousin Hamza stayed awake to watch the hallway. At 3:12 a.m., the temperature dropped again, sharp, sudden, like stepping into a freezer. The forbidden room door opened 2 inches. Hamza whispered, "Ali?" A shape stepped forward. Not a ghost, not a shadow. A human outline, but stretched, like the bones inside were rearranged, learning to stand again. Hamza backed away. The thing took one slow step into the light, and he saw Ali's face. Not fully human, not fully something else. Ali whispered, "I know what the house wants now." Ali explained in a broken, faraway voice, "There's a world under this house. Not a well, not a tunnel, a memory." He pointed to the wooden floor. "This whole house is made from timber taken from a collapsed mine. The souls trapped in the mine never escaped." Ali's voice deepened. "They don't want revenge. They want witnesses, people who will carry their story." Hamza whispered,
Are you trapped too? Ali shook his head. I am chosen. Behind him, the room stretched open like a throat again. Something inside it moved closer, breathing in sync with Ali. Ali reached out and grabbed Hamza's wrist, but not harshly, gently. Listen to me. At 3:12 a.m., the house doesn't wake to hunt. It wakes to remember. Hamza asked, "What did it make you do?" Ali smiled, but it wasn't his smile. I showed them everything, every fear I ever had, every hidden thought, every memory I tried to forget. Hamza tried to pull away. Ali tightened his grip. And now you must show them too. From the walls, pale hands emerged, dozens reaching toward Hamza.
This time, the house wasn't taking one person. It was taking all of them. Every room opened at the same time. Every light flickered violently. Every shadow leaned forward like a living creature. Hamza fell backward as the hands dragged him. But before they could pull him inside, Ali shouted, "Stop!" Everything froze, even the air. Ali turned to the house and whispered something Hamza couldn't hear. The hands retreated. The darkness swallowed itself. Hamza gasped for breath. Ali looked at him with human eyes again. The house made a deal. Hamza whispered, "What deal?" Ali pointed to the camera on the floor. That story inside the house, the horror, the curse, the truth, it wants the world to know it. Hamza didn't understand. Ali continued, "The only way the house stays asleep is if millions of people watch its story." Hamza's blood ran cold. "So, if no one watches?" Ali finished the sentence. "Then the house wakes again, and next time it won't stop at one family." Hamza stared at the camera. The horror video Ali recorded wasn't a warning. It was payment. A payment that required views to keep the curse satisfied.
The comments started. I heard footsteps at 3:12 a.m. after watching this. Why is there breathing in the background? Someone knocked on my door while this video was playing. The more people watched, the quieter the house became. But after 2 weeks, the views dropped. That night, Hamza woke up to the familiar sound. Footsteps, slow, heavy, coming toward his room. The clock glowed, 3:12 a.m. And from the hallway, Ali's voice whispered, "We need more views."
Hamza didn't sleep the entire night. Every time he blinked, he heard those footsteps. Slow, deliberate, getting closer and closer to his door. The clock still glowed, 3:12 a.m. He grabbed his phone with shaking hands, opened YouTube Studio, and stared at the analytics. Views had stopped. Audience retention had dropped. The house wasn't getting fed anymore. Something scraped against his bedroom door, slow, like fingers dragging across wood. Hamza whispered, "Ali, is that you?" No answer, just breathing, deep, heavy, like something old was standing right behind the door. He knew what he had to do. With trembling hands, he uploaded the second tape, the part Ali had recorded before the house fully took him. A file named 312finalwake.mp4. As soon as the upload began, the footsteps stopped, the breathing faded. Silence filled the room. Hamza stared at the progress bar. 1%, 8%, 23%, 60%, 91%.
The moment it hit 100%, the entire house inhaled, a long, deep breath that made the walls expand. Then it exhaled, and everything went still. The cursed room closed on its own. The temperature rose. The shadows returned to their corners. Hamza whispered, "It worked. It's sleeping again." But then his phone buzzed. A notification. Video flagged for violating community guidelines. Hamza's heart stopped. If the video didn't stay online, the house wouldn't stay asleep. He looked at the door. The wood bent outward, as if something inside the hallway was pushing it, ready to come through. The clock switched from 3:11 to 3:12 a.m. A voice, Ali's voice, but deeper, layered with others, whispered, "You didn't give it enough." The door cracked. A hand, pale, thin, impossibly long, slid through the gap. Hamza dropped the phone and backed into the corner as the voice crawled into the room. "It wants more stories." The house shook violently. Lights exploded. The door burst open. And then, darkness swallowed everything. The next morning, the house was empty. No Hamza, no Ali, no bodies. Just one thing on the floor. Ali's camera, still recording. The final frame, a message burned into the wall, written in deep scratches